What's up everyone, welcome to Rhinofeed. Today I'm going to be checking out the Expose mechanical keyboard. It's available on Kickstarter right now until November 8th, so if you are interested in picking it up, you can check it out right over there. First, the basics. You get a 1.5 meter Type-C cable, a user guide, and the box is pretty nice. There's a seamless black aluminum case and plate with a beveled edge. There are 5 rubber feet on the bottom and 2 more rubber feet on the angle adjustment feet, and the dimensions are 13.5 by 5.5 by 1.5. The feet add another half an inch. It weighs almost 25 ounces, which is 700 grams. The keycaps are ABS with polycarbonate lettering. They do use laser printed lettering for the function layer, however. They use Gatoron switches from Gatoron red, blue, black, and brown. These ones are brown. And they're all RGB, and they use standard cherry-style stabilizers. There's absolutely no way you're going to be able to replace the keycaps on this, and the reason why is because this has what I would like to call an ergonomic 10-keyless layout. It has a cross-radial design. The keys aren't staggered like a traditional keyboard. After about 3 or 4 days, I did get used to it. I started typing faster with it. Not only that, I was using the right fingers for each row. This almost teaches you to type correctly. I'm not a particularly terrible typist, but I do have some bad habits, like never using my right pinky finger for anything, and then using some fingers on the wrong rows. This keyboard fixes a lot of that. It retrains my fingers. It's kind of interesting. In the center, they've added a backspace, enter, control, and shift key, and there is a split spacebar and 2 giant alt keys. It looks a little silly right now, but programming will be available, so you could use these large keys for anything, and I would probably swap out the alt keys for something else. They've kept a few duplicate keys such as backspace, enter, and control, but I found that I actually used these so-called training wheel keys more often than not. The center backspace and enter key are really only comfortable to reach with my first finger, not my thumbs. The left side is a little bit cramped with such small key sizes, but surprisingly, I didn't really have any trouble with it. If anything, it was the right shift that bothered me, but I actually got used to pressing the center shift with my right thumb fairly quickly. I do wish there was a larger function key, or 2 of them, because there's only one small one on the right side which you can hit with your pinky. As far as the function layer goes, F1 opens the music player, F2 through F4 controls your volume, F5 through F8 is media control, F9 opens up email, F10 opened up Microsoft Edge, F11 is a calculator, and F12 opened up Cortana. Function plus Windows key locks it for those gamers out there, and Function plus ESDF is another arrow key cluster for your left hand. You can also get to page up and page down with your left hand using Function plus Q and Function plus A, and the only way to get home and end is to use this function layer on your W and R keys. You can press Function plus center backspace for delete. There's also a missing insert, scroll lock, pause, and app or menu key. So if you use those keys anytime, you'll have to program them into the keyboard somehow if that's possible with the software that they release. And finally, the rest of the function layer is regarding backlighting. It is way overcomplicated. First are the effects. They're spread out over multiple keys with 3 effects each. Page up, page down, delete, print screen, and spacebar each have 3 different effects. You can speed up these effects or slow them down by pressing function plus negative sign and function plus equals sign. You can raise and lower the brightness with function plus up arrow or down arrow. There are 5 levels of brightness if you include off as one of them. And function plus left or right arrow cycles through your colors. However, the function plus left arrow doesn't seem to do anything at all, so you just have to use function plus right arrow to cycle through your colors. It'll work fine, but you won't be able to go back. One thing that was even more confusing, however, is there are 2 united color modes, or basically a solid color with nothing going on, and that was on function plus page down, and that gave you pink, a muted yellow, mint, and light blue. But then when you went to function plus print screen, you could see a different set of colors. You could get purple, white, rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, and blue. So I don't understand why those were not all just under one key, since it's basically the same effect. Overall, I found this keyboard very easy to get used to. It really only took me a few days. So if you're looking to get into ergonomic layouts but don't want something that takes incredibly long to get used to, I think this keyboard is a great option for you. And I did find it a little bit more comfortable to type on. Once the software comes out and you can program everything, the right side will make a lot more sense, because right now I think there's a few tweaks that need to be made to make it a little bit more logical for everyday use. But once the programming is a thing, when you can change things and tweak it to how you work, I think this will be a good option for a lot of people. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. And as always, please rate, comment, and subscribe.